another episode of Hard Reads. I'm TKbreezy. This is Austy. And we don't really have a lot of crazy about to talk about today because obviously, Smash has still been on their quarantine shit, which is good. Don't want to get anybody sick out here, obviously. But yeah, man. So we got two things that showed up this week, and probably a couple of things I can riff on. But one of them was obviously Alpha Rad and Critical coming up with the quarantine series, which is a series of online tournaments, online stuff. So definitely look out for that. And then, of course, since we're already talking about Wi-Fi, we can talk about Wi-Fi's viability and is this format even worth doing? So, yeah, man. We get into that. How are you, Austy?
I'm good, man. A little bored. Past week has been it's been kind of weird, because being stuck inside and all that jazz. And normally, like, I'm an introvert and I like doing that, but I kind of miss seeing people a little bit, like seeing my friends. So it's been weird. I'm sure everyone's feeling the same way.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely been enjoying. Well, I can tell you the reason why I'm enjoying the quarantine so much is mostly just because of Animal Crossing. It's giving me a reason to just grind the entire time because I don't have nothing else to do. So, but if Animal Crossing did not come out at this time, I think I would have been in a way worse spot. Seeing as we just wouldn't have anything to do. You know what I'm saying? We'd just be out here doing absolutely nothing. And I'm just like,
Yeah. I mean, I've never been into Animal Crossing. I never really got into it, but I've always been curious. All my friends have been playing it, and seeing everyone play it makes me want to try it because, especially at this current state of time, it seems like it's a great way to just get your mind off things when literally social media feeds is nothing but like disastrous news.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, all we're getting is just the coronavirus is spreading even more. Stay even more in your house. Coronavirus could already be in your house. Coronavirus is sitting there watching TV with you right now. You're like, what? But it's just. I mean, I'm glad that it's where people are taking it serious and stuff. But goddamn, dude, like bad news after bad news, it's just not great. And it started with like we knew about the coronavirus, and then we're kind of like, all right, let's be a little more cautious. And then it became a super huge issue, and then everything started getting canceled. All your favorite stores are getting closed, and it's rough out here, bro. It's definitely rough out here. My friends, some of my friends, they work at GameStop. They were still working, but even with them working, the way that GameStop is operating right now is that like you have to order the stuff online and then you can come pick it up from the store, but you can't even come into the store. They just take it to the door and then give it to you, and then they're supposed to go back and wash their hands again. And I was like, Jesus, this is
I'm
rough.
Shocked they're still open. Like,
I'm not, bro. GameStop is a struggling company. Like they'd
probably go under. They would go under if they wasn't.
Yeah, bro. They're like, look, man. While everybody else is closed and we're still open, this is how we get the most business. And I'm like, Amazon exists, but okay. But even then, like, even then, Amazon is backed up on orders too. Like, I think Prime is like, I was trying to order some stuff yesterday, and like it was like it won't be here until April 10th. And I was like, what's the point? I might as well just brave the storm and go out to the store at that point.
It's because a lot of stores or factories are shutting down. And the Amazon CEOs are like telling factory workers to keep working through the virus. And then apparently there was like a virus that had an outbreak in one of the factories, and everyone just left, even though they were told to come in. They just left.
Yeah.
With no. So it's over here with all the bad news. It's sweet to see good news coming up. Having that Wi-Fi circuit. What do you think about that? What do you think about the team up? It caught me off guard.
Well, Alfred's always a good dude. I think he does right by Smash, like all of Smash, not just the competitive scene. So it's nice that he's doing this, but at the same time, like I know how people are like, or once you have clout or whatever, all people want to do is tear it down. I feel like it's almost one of those things where like people don't even notice that they're doing it. It's just like a knee-jerk reaction. Like this popular person is trying to do this because they're popular. When in fact, he doesn't need to do this. And like Alfred can just continue to make a shit ton of videos and be fine. Like it's not like he's running this tournament for personal gain or anything like that. He really is just out here, throwing a tournament because we don't have anything else to do. So like,
it's like
it's nice.
People just gotta tear down people. I'm excited to see something like that because we had the Smash circuit and now that's been on hold because it was like the worst year for it to be revealed. No, out of everyone's control. So now that we have an online replacement, maybe this could be something fun. And I'm glad that so correct me if I'm wrong, but Most Critical, they're the ones that ran that 20K tournament a couple weeks
Yeah,
ago.
Moist
right?
Critical. He ran the I forgot what it was called, something series. Moist something.
Yeah, but
yeah, he ran that. The what series?
and I don't remember what it was called, but
True.
the tournament itself, like a lot of people had problems with it because of the way it was run or because of the Wi-Fi or whatever. But you got at the end of the day, the dude is putting 20K into a pool for people to play online, and he can do that if he wants to, and people shouldn't bash that or just for him wanting to help the community. So it's great to see him pair up with someone in the community to get like some feedback as well as like maybe run a better tournament in the future. So this looks promising, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it was the Soaked series. That's what it was called. And I mean, there were some interesting results from it, but then at the same time, these like it was like the same results that you would kind of expect. But with two Sonics in there. So there's two Sonics in top 8 for the Soaked series one, but Cola won it. And then in the top 8 together it was Cola, Wrath, DeBuzz, Nairo, and then tied for 5th was Cosmos and Void, and then tied for 7th was Best Nest and Sonic, which could definitely be like a regular ass tournament. Like, depending on how Wrath is playing, I could see him getting there. And then Cola has been placing very high. He actually went to an offline tournament, I think right after that in North Carolina, and won that with Waddy being in attendance. And then he got second at CEO Dreamland, while Samsora and Nairo were there. So it wasn't like people were just getting Omega buffed and like all the Wi-Fi heroes were out taking the first place spots from actual top players. But that doesn't make Wi-Fi a better, like the best format. But as of right now, if it's the only thing that we can take,
it's better than nothing. Like I think that's what a lot of people need to like understand and comprehend is that like this is what we have right now. If we take it or leave it, like until we could go back to offline tournaments. So use it as an excuse to like take a vacation or an off season that players have so desperately wanted.
Yeah.
If you're not about it. So I don't know. I think it's going to be great. I think Wi-Fi tournaments in general, obviously some results are going to get skewed. What was that tournament that just happened on Sunday that had 1K on it?
I did not even know that was a thing.
So there was a 1K tournament. I'm going to look it up right now. The 1K tournament happened and 0 to None, a Zelda from Tri-State, ended up getting second place, losing to Spargo.
Oh, okay.
Spargo from Mexico. And there's some other heavy hitters in there too. But the tournament.
I mean, the tier list is definitely a little different online, and that's just it is what it is. I mean, like Zeldas and Sonics and Zoners really have a better time online, especially against people who like are really good at power shielding. It's a lot harder to power shield, but parrying. But it's really hard to get those same type of parries online if you're doing it off reaction. So like I get it, but at the same time, like I don't know, man. Like if you're complaining about not having any events and then this event comes up and you're like, well, I don't want to do it because it's online, then after that, I think you're just not allowed to complain because like we're all suffering. You know what I mean? It's not just you who can't go to events. Like we all can't go to events, and everyone is taking a hit. But some people are trying to lessen the blow, and those people are Alpharad and Moist Critical.
Yeah. So it's great to see that. By the way, that series is called Mazer Gaming. That was the thing.
Mazer Gaming. Okay.
They threw 1K into the pot. Riddles was there, Cola, Toast, Lingling, Bestness, Wrath, Echoes. Like there's a lot of players, a lot of Wi-Fi warriors too. So like you take home some money while staying in the comfort of your house. So but in terms of Wi-Fi being viable, it's a different game.
It's a different game. It's not such a different game where the top players or the top characters end up like being low tiers. Like Joker's still gonna fuck you up. Palutena's still gonna fuck you up. I think the biggest top player or top tier, I guess, that takes a hit will probably maybe ZSS. And if you consider Sheik that good, then Sheik definitely takes a hit as well. But outside of that, I mean, I feel like it's whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Cola mentioned that he did not like using Roy online. He thinks Roy sucks online. So that's why he went Cloud the whole tournament, I think. So Yeah. So I mean, I kind of feel that when I play Crom online with I've barely touched this game online, but when I have, I don't know if it was the online that I disliked or if it was just playing as Crom, but they require tight reactions at times. So I don't know, like
Yeah.
especially like the tight recovery from down below too is really hard to get with lag unless you practice with it.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, it's a different game, but it's good that we have it. Like it'd be better than just sitting at home and then Smash just slowly like drifts off and then not becomes relevant anymore. Like I've been doing the recap series and I've been covering a lot of the online tournaments that have been, popping up, and there's way less tournaments to cover. Like the video was like a minute and a half long. And it's just, no one really cares about the results as much because it's online. I feel like the viewership's not there. So this online series, the Wi-Fi series might just be what we need to get viewership again, because Alpharad would be bringing in the casuals too. That's another thing. Alpharad has that reach to bring in the casual viewership into this tournament and get them to know more about the competitive scene potentially.
Yeah, yeah. So for anyone who doesn't know, though, as if you just like came in, let me just reiterate that Moist Critical and Alpharad are coming up with the quarantine series, which I just read his tweet. Said, proud to announce that Moist Critical and I are planning on giving back to the community in this time of need, presenting the quarantine series, a circuit of Wi-Fi tournaments to be determined, with a kickoff event on March 29th featuring your favorite players duking it out for 10K. We are going to try to bring in sponsors to put money back in the scene. The global pandemic has a huge burden to pro players, but primarily casters and TOs. The circuit is an attempt to put money back in the scene so everyone can continue to do what they love. And it says, if anyone's interested in working with us, feel free to reach out. We plan on incorporating as many community members as possible to keep the Smash community thriving, even while quarantine. So, big shout outs to Alpharad for that. And then I think there's a video on it too.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a video on it too, which I probably should go about watching soon enough. But yeah, if you have any other questions, feel free to watch Critical's video. He goes over the concept a bit more in depth. In fact, I will link it to the chat. So if you guys want to watch that at a later time.
Bro, the video is funny because it's like a really well edited video.
Oh wait, is that it? Is that gonna take you there? Oh, we'll take you there. Sick. Okay.
Oh.
Wow. Yeah, it's a weird looking link, but it does take you there, I promise.
Yeah, that looks suspect, man. You trying to give them viruses?
Yeah, I'm like, that's a sus ass link, dude.
Yo,
like, what is going on here?
Click this, I'll give you 25K. What's your Cash App? I got you.
Yeah, bro.
But the video was cool because at the end of the video, like I don't know what they were thinking putting that bit in there, but do you remember the clip of Wishes raging from fighting a Luigi online?
Yes.
That's in the trailer.
Nice.
I just saw it happen. I was like, wow.
Nice.
They know what they're doing, you know?
We're making fun of Wishes, bro.
I don't even know if he's still playing. Like, I think he just entered that random online tournament. Like, I have not seen him go to locals in a while. So
yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know what he's gonna do. I mean, like, what locals are around. Like, I feel like even locals are getting kind of quarantined as well. Mm-hmm. A lot of states have like implemented like a rule of how many people can gather, and usually it's less than what a normal local will bring in for like a popular area, like a New Jersey, New York, MDVA, SoCal and NorCal, Chicago's, Michigan's, all that good stuff. Like where people can get like 50 plus people entrants in a normal local. Yeah, like a lot of those places are probably can't run anymore, and that sucks. I've actually seen a couple of GoFundMe's for venues that were hosting Smash tournaments that end up being like, I guess, canceled, and now they're not getting as much business because they're not getting that weekly revenue coming in for the tournaments, or just revenue in general, because it's used like barcades and stuff, and people don't really want to go to barcades right now since that's a cesspool of germs. So
yeah, and in New York they're just flat out closed. Like, they're not allowed to run too. So they in the tri-state area, all the known TOs have talked about like they are going completely online until this thing blows over. And I only found one offline tournament from looking at tournaments last week, and it was like a 5-man local in Utah. So it's like there's nothing happening. It's all online. There's nothing offline.
Yeah.
So
I think that like what's interesting about this whole Wi-Fi thing is that like it definitely puts a lot of other games into perspective. Like, if you're coming from Smash, I feel like if you started playing, online games from Smash, usually when you go to any other Wi-Fi game, you're like, this internet's way better. Even if it's not, like, you know what I mean? Even if it's like, even if it's like, all right, the net code for a normal fighting game for this game is trash. But like, I've played like Tekken online, I played GB online, I've played Sam Show online, and I played Smash online, and I played a crazy amount. I played Street Fighter 4 and 5 all online, and like all their net codes feel infinitely better than Smash. So I feel like the one thing that I can give Smash is that like it has definitely molded me into being able to play in pretty much any other fighting games online area, because it's just, it's like it served its purpose. You get to play your friends all over the world, but if you want to play with your friends all over the world and also be precise, Smash Online is not reaching that level yet.
Smash Online is like, I think its intended purpose was for casual players, to play online who won't notice the lag. It's not for tournament goers. It's almost the same thing.
Don't care.
Yeah, or don't care. Yeah, that's another thing. And another thing to add on to that is like the fighting game net codes. Even though it's infinitely better than Smash, those are also considered not good, because it's delay based. When rollback was invented in, I don't know, Killer Instinct made it in 2013, and rollback, Guilty Gear Strive is using rollback. I don't know if you saw that announcement coming out.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That's good. Yeah, that's big. Yeah, whatever you hear, do you see the word rollback? Just know that you're gonna have some good time online. Like that's all I'm saying.
Most of the time.
Most of the time.
Like Street Fighter 5 had a shaky launch with their rollback online netcode, but other than that, like usually slaps. Can you imagine Smash with rollback? Wouldn't that be sick?
Be a lot better.
Like,
I think Smash just because it already has such a large buffer system. You have that large buffer system with an added buffer system on top because of online. That's what really makes the game feel like rough online. There's a lot of you get a lot of inputs that you put in like a half a second ahead that still come out, and you're kind of like, damn it, like how did this happen? You have to account for both versions of the buffer that's coming in. So yeah.
Man, I'm curious how like Smash would work with rollback, like with the buffering. I feel like with the buffering, like you said, I'm not too technical on how rollback works or anything like that, but it's supposed to, like, the point of rollback is that it like predicts what button you're going to press, which is much more linear in a game like Street Fighter and less more open-ended in a game like Smash, when you can like, I'm gonna walk with the control stick tilted ever so slightly, like how's it gonna know you're gonna do that? So I'm sure it's like hard as hell to implement, but games like Brawlhalla have a fantastic netcode. In fact, where all the tournaments happen online except for like the biggest majors.
So, yeah, well, I think they had to have a great netcode because I think they already knew what their sample size was. Like, you have a free-to-play online game, like you're going to attract a large audience of people who will probably never leave the house. So they like, if you had a free-to-play online game and the online was trash, then you're shooting yourself in the foot. So I'm glad. I think that's honestly, I feel like that's why the game is kind of so bare bones in terms of look, because all the resources to me were focused on the other parts of the game, like the lore of the game. I don't know if you ever read it, any of the characters, but all the lore ties up together, the stages and stuff. Even though it can look very bare and very flash, all the stages have uniqueness in the foreground and the background. All the characters have different stakes and all that good stuff. But more importantly, it's that the online and the Wi-Fi is just fucking amazing. So while there are a lot of pretty games that have very pretty packages, their online is trash, while Brawlhalla is just kind of like, here's a game, and this is how you play it, and now go online. So yeah,
it feels like you're playing offline when you play a game like that, and that's the dream. Do you think if Smash had good online, it would hurt the local scene?
I don't know. That's an interesting question, because I feel like if Smash had a good online, it really depends on if TOs are willing to run more online events. Like, if Smash Online was amazing to the point where you don't have to leave your house, and TOs were like, all right, I don't want to find venues and shit, and like then all the tournaments were online, then yeah, that could hurt the local scene. But I can't tell. I don't know. Like, I don't think TOs have that drive. I think the biggest point of, well, not the biggest point, I think one of the most satisfying points of being a TO is seeing people really clamor about your tournament. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I feel like, Frostbite gets a lot of praise. Even though Frostbite's more on the grassroots side, it still gets a lot of praise. It's even got recognition from Nintendo. Genesis gets a lot of praise still on the grassroots side of things, but gets a lot of praise. And I think as a TO, that's what usually keeps you driving. I don't really know if I was a TO, if I would care about people liking my online tournaments. Like I'm sitting at my house making sure you guys are just playing your games, and then probably playing a game in the background myself.
Playing League, like something.
yeah. It's like, report what? Okay, yeah. Let me get this kill real quick. Like, you know what I mean?
Like, one sec. It's okay. But think of the dream, dude. Infinite setups. Imagine not like you don't even need pools at that point. Like you just run them all. Like screw it. Like
yeah, you don't have to worry about any of those people. Like, hey man, can I borrow a controller? You're at your house, bro. Like, if you can't BYOC at your own house, you shouldn't be at this damn tournament.
Yo, I'll come through, dog. You're an hour away. Bet driving through. I'll go to the local GameStop. Pick up a controller, but I
can see. I mean, I feel like hopefully, in my opinion, in like my like rose tinted glasses, I would want it to like bring more people offline. I think because I started online. I was playing Brawl on Game Battles and AIB for about 5 months before I went to my first tournament. I was just on Game Battles from March to October, and then I looked at like the weekly calendar and I saw that there was tournaments like in my area. So I went to my first tournament. It was Brawl at the mall, and I got 17th out of 88 people. And I was like, wow, that was a really nice experience. So I just kept going to tournaments after that. And so if more people end up being in that realm of like, they started online, they felt like they were doing pretty well, and they're like, you know what, let me go see what it's like offline. And then they go offline and they start slapping.
Or yeah.
Or start slapping. I mean, like, I don't know, man. Like, I know I tell a lot of people that when you go to your first tournament, the probability of you going 0-2 is very high. But I think that's just because, like, now you have all these seasoned players. When I got into to Brawl, you know, it was melee players, but they didn't really like the game. And then it was a bunch of new players as well, because, I mean, there was such a huge gap of time between melee and Brawl that, you know, most people either stopped playing melee or have grinded melee to the point where, like, you know, they were at the top of the metagame at that time, which was very different than what we got from Brawl. So yeah, I came in at a good time. I think if you come in now on Ultimate, where Ultimate and 4 and Brawl are, you know, have way more similarities than the jump from melee to Brawl, it's way harder to like make a name for yourself going to your first tournament, seeing that everyone has all this history and all this good stuff behind them. So
especially with Ultimate being the game that I feel like people tried the hardest in out of not counting melee, having all the Smash games that have come out. I feel like in the beginning, you know, Brawl was just kind of like, let's play for fun, and then Smash 4 started off like that, except for Zero, and that's why Zero was able to dominate so hard. And then as Smash 4 got more attention, people started taking it more seriously. Then when Ultimate dropped, I felt like everyone was trying really hard at the beginning of Ultimate. So it's only going to get harder as time goes on, but it shouldn't deter people from going to tournaments necessarily. You got to go get your ass kicked sometimes, you know, in order to improve.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing, is like, as long as people are like, you know, if you get your ass beat at a tournament, like, all right, whatever, right? But as long as you are trying, I guess, to understand why you're getting your ass beat, then I feel like you're in a better spot. I think there's a lot of times where top players or like new players will go somewhere, go 0-2 and like try to blame it on the game instead of themselves, when it's just like, honestly, you just have a lack of knowledge. Whenever I'm playing fighting games and I get blown up by something, I'm like, okay, I'm getting blown up by this simple ass thing because I did not study. So like, if I get blown, like I played Ganryu on Tekken one day, and he was hitting me with like the same move the entire time, and I didn't know how to block it. So after that, I just went, after I lost him twice, I went back to the training mode and looked up his moves and was like, okay, now I know how to play against this. So the next time I played a Ganryu, I beat him. But I feel like a lot of people don't do that. They just want to blame their character shortcomings or blame the other person for being, you know, playing a top tier or whatever the fuck they want to blame it on. And that's just not how you improve, man. You gotta look back. You gotta look within yourself sometimes and be like, look, I'm just trash, and I need to figure out how to not be trash.
So. It's a case of it playing a 1v1 game, you know? When you play a team-based game like League or Overwatch, if you lose, it's not your fault, it's your teammate's fault. So when it comes down to a 1v1 situation and you have no one to blame but yourself, you try to find something else, because a lot of people don't want to accept the fact that they were just outplayed, you know? So people just want scapegoats.
Yeah. They I have one more topic. I don't know if it's like a big topic to really talk about, but I've definitely seen, okay, definitely seen some stuff on the Twitter, and I always like to bring up what I see on Twitter. So, as of recent, obviously the girls of Twitter are getting tired of the fuckboys of Twitter's shit. And although like I don't really believe that it's like these people are being malicious, they have to understand that like the girls of Twitter have to deal the Smash girls of Twitter have to deal with a lot, because I feel like being a Smash girl is like you can't do anything that a normal male can do and not get chastised for it. Like you got top players who get followed around by like these O2 scrubs for an entire tournament and no one says anything about them, but the minute like a girl's like, hey, you're my favorite player, everyone's like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, I gotta take pictures, gotta call her a hoe, you know what I'm saying? And so like I get why they're upset, and I really wish there was a way that we could speak out about this that doesn't automatically lead to everyone being like, wow, you're such a simp. Well, honestly, I just want equality, bro. Like if you're gonna, I feel like if I knew a dude who made fun of a bunch of dudes for doing the same thing girls did, then I probably wouldn't have an issue. But it's not like that. Like if there's dudes out here who are just doing weird shit all the time. No one ever calls them out. Girls doing normal shit, they get called out for just regular stuff. And I saw it recently with TCM King, who shouts to him because he actually has a very funny Twitter, had made a tweet about like how he was like, oh, everyone's having a good day. Let me just remind you that the buzz gets more hoes than y'all. And it was a picture of some girl in Chun-Li costume.
Oh, I saw that tweet.
Yeah, talking to DeBuzz. And she, answered back and was like, yeah, I'm not really a fan of being called a hoe for talking to a top player, which honestly, no one should be. It'd be like, it's like, I don't know. I don't have the dude comparison of it, but like if that was a dude in that picture and he looked all nervous, no one would have said shit. You know what I'm saying? But because it's a girl, she got to be a hoe, or she got to be after the top player for, other reasons, or reason other than, being a fan of that player. And that, I don't know, that mindset's got to go sooner than later. I don't really know why every other month or every other week, honestly, there's another issue with some head ass saying something about a girl in the Smash community, and then all the girls up in arms, which they should be, because obviously like this needs to stop. And then it resets 2 weeks ago, and then I don't get why other people. I saw a couple people tweeting back like, "Well, why is this an issue?" Like, hello,
you put yourself in their shoes. The fuck,
like, hello, like, bro, you just called it like she's a nameless person now, and now she's just a hoe for talking to a top player. That shit makes no sense. And then it also doesn't make any sense to me that people like try to act like it's just a joke. Oh, why are you so upset? Or, oh, like he just said hoes. Like it's not that big of a deal. Bro, hoes has never, ever, ever been a term of endearment for for anyone, bro. Like I never like, yeah, anyway, guys, I'm gonna go see my hoe. Like you don't do that. Come on, bro. Like
it's Jesus. They, even in the Smash community, the term was taken for like the hose mad thing. Like
hose mad
in a negative connotation. So it's like,
yeah, bro. I mean, like, I think if you had just said straight up, DeBuzz gets more girls than you, that would have been a great joke. It would have been a great joke. And I mean, someone probably would have still been upset about it, but it would have been one of the things where someone could have been like, all right, yeah, I don't really see the big issue here. But once you go over for calling them girls or ladies or women or whatever to hoes and bitches and sluts, now you're crossing the line, and people are going to be upset. And there's no reason for you as a person to not act to not understand why that is upsetting people. So I don't know. Shit is weird.
I feel like in that tweet in particular, it becomes the game of Twitter because people respond more to the term hoes than girls. So the tweet would not have gotten escalated as hard as it did if it wasn't for people up in arms, as well as just people thinking it's funny because of that term. So I think that's why he chose to do that. But he should have known better that was not something that you should just.
It's not even should have known better. I think maybe he knew that backlash he was going to get, but like
he just did anyways.
Yeah, he just did it anyway. I think that's a lot of people. Like they know that. Like I'm sure as they're writing this tweet, they're like, all right, someone's going to be upset about this, but I don't fucking care. And like if that's the mantra that you have, then good shit. But like to act like you didn't know that was going to upset someone, that's
wild.
Makes no fucking sense. But yeah, if you own it, you claim it, I can't say nothing. Hey man, like you called her hoes and she's upset. You just like, I know I did it on purpose. I'm like, well, you shouldn't, but I can't really educate you. So like, you know what I mean? Like carry on, I guess, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like stuff like that just like you said, it happens literally every other week. There's some indication. It is literally impossible to be a girl or woman in the Smash scene without getting some sort of attention from someone if you do anything remotely. Like even just playing on stream or, like going 0-2 in bracket or winning a
You're getting
tournament. Like
judged
it
all
doesn't
the
matter
time.
what you do. Like you can't
Yeah.
win. Someone's always going to look down on you because
Yeah.
of
I mean, some of
people
these
are
girls be popping
sexist.
off too, man. Pixel Sugar, she pops off in her area. Pixel in Michigan, she pops off in her area. Like, I mean, they're not. It's not like the old adage, "Oh, girls can't play games." Like that shit has been untrue since forever.
Since the
So
beginning, since it started, like it's
yeah,
just
so they're still popping off, and it's just unfortunate that like girls can go, and almost make it out of pools, and people are like, oh, they're shitting on them, but then you can have all these dudes who go 0-2 and no one said literally anything to them ever. They're like basically invisible, like you go 0-2, you're invisible unless you're a girl, then everyone's watching you for some reason, and it's weird. It's weird.
It's impossible to
Bad
be
weird.
invisible. Even if they want to, even if they don't want attention, like they'll get it, and it'll be unwanted, and it sucks. And I wish we could do better. I don't know. Maybe just because the community is filled with a lot of young people. Maybe that's what it
Yeah.
is. I don't know.
Well, I mean, this isn't even just the community. This is a world issue, man. Girls are still fighting
Yeah,
for respect, and
agreed.
that's the one thing I was trying to preach about the other day is that like whenever we bring up stuff that is like based on the community, it's the community is a subsection of humans. Like so, you're going to get all types of humans in here, uh, just like you're going to get that as you go out into the real world. So you can't just the Smash community is so sexist. Now the world is sexist, and we just we have to fix that first before we fix
The smaller part.
the smaller things. Like we can keep kicking people out, but that doesn't mean that more people with flawed ways of thinking are gonna not come in. Like there, it's almost inevitable, basically. So hopefully, go ahead.
I was just gonna say the thing I think we can do is just try to educate people. That's what it comes down to. It comes down to people just not being educated. So, especially young people.
Yeah. So educate yourself. Keep on listening to Hard Reads podcast as we're I feel like me and Austin have a pretty good head on our shoulders in most social issues and stuff like that. Simp or not, I don't give a fuck. Like if people are still using that word, like whatever. Like I just want people to feel comfortable at tournaments, and regardless of your sex, your ethnicity, your sexual orientation, any of that shit. I don't care. Just as long as you come to tournament and feel comfortable in some way, shape, or form, then I'm happy. So yeah.
Same.
I think that's about it for what we got going on today. You got any final thoughts?
Actually, I have a question. Because this is something I've always thought about. What do you like? What is your definition of the word simp? I'm just so curious because I feel like everyone has a different meaning for that word.
To me, I think a simp is someone who is like using their niceness for like some form of personal gain with said person. So like if you're just being nice to this girl because like at the end of the day you're trying to get at her, then you're simping. But like if you're just being nice to this person because you genuinely like this person, like as a person, and you're not like I'm trying to fuck them or like I want that to be my girlfriend, you just genuinely like them, then you're not simping. You're just being a supporter. Like I love Sin. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my homie. You know what I'm saying? I will like I sub her stream. I watch her streams all the time, but I'm not out here at the same time like, yo, so like what you doing later? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean?
Donating $800 and being like, yo,
yeah. So to me, I feel like a simp. Whenever people are getting called a simp, to me, if they're doing it for malicious intent, and I won't say like trying to get at someone as malicious intent, but if you're like just throwing money at someone with the intent of like trying to woo them, and then it doesn't work out, and then you hate them. Like, or that like, oh, you're only doing this because you're trying to like show them that like, oh, you want to be with them, and then they're like, hey, I don't feel you like that, and then your idea is like, all right, if she doesn't feel me though, I'm gonna dip. You're simping. Like that's simp shit right there. But if you're just here, throwing 800 because you support someone, because you like them, because you want to see them succeed, then you're supporting. Simp support, thin line for sure. But yeah.
We're definitely on the same page then. All right, cool. Because I see simp get thrown around, like what you're saying. Like people just want
the meme word though. So
yeah, it is. Maybe that's what it is. Because like people who
it's go ahead.
If I was supportive towards a girl, And I have a girlfriend that I love very much. If I'm supportive towards another girl, you know, just like helping them, you know, subbing to them, you know, praising them, retweeting them or something like that, you know, that could be taken as something a simp would do. But because of the weird mesh, it like where people don't really know the definition, or the definition of the word simp has just gone all over the place. Like, I don't know. I hate when people take it out of proportion. Like, simping is what you just said. It's literally just trying to get sexual favors out of a girl by being nice to them, and not just for this, but the people who are just being nice for the sake of being nice will be called being simps. You know, so
yeah, and it's also like the way that it's thrown out is just like it's the new hope she sees us, bro. Basically, you know, like anytime you say anything nice about anyone, there's always gonna be that one guy that thinks, "Oh, I'm about to get him with this one."
About to get him with this OG tweet.
So
such an original joke.
It's whatever. But when you do actually catch someone simping, and the simp memes are mad good.
Oh, like, no, they are. No, it's funny as hell.
I love the like the first one I saw was the Simps, the Simpson theme, but it's just the Simps. That was my shit, bro. I think I had that one saved in my own phone. So, but yeah, just, you know, in general, I feel like most people who are being called simps are not actually simping. They're just people being corny and trying to like, Anyway, yeah, man. Thanks for watching Hard Reads again, guys. We'll figure out what to talk about for the next few weeks. I mean, I don't know how long this is going to go on where we don't have actual tournaments to talk about, but hopefully, I think the first tournament for this quarantine series is supposed to be on the 29th, and it's 25th today. So that means we will at least have one tournament out the way, and we'll be able to talk about that next week. Plus anything that comes up from Twitter and just the Smash community in general over the next week. So I'm TKbreezy.
I'm Austy.
And you guys have a good night. This will be on YouTube very soon. Have a good night.